Hello everyone, my name is Ram Subramanian. I'm a filmmaker from Mumbai in India. You might have noticed that I'm wearing the same uniform in my videos. This is the uniform Jewish concentration camp prisoners were forced to wear in Hitler's Nazi Germany. As you may be aware, Hitler and Nazi leaders believed that Jewish people were the inferior race and it was their divine duty to exterminate every Jew from the face of earth. Roughly 6 million Jews were held in these extermination concentration camps and systematically gassed to death during the time. I've come to the belief that the political left and the right in India are pincers of an unethical, unholy agenda. All of India is a giant concentration camp, and I am one of the people who is seen as a lesser being in my own country and marked for extermination. The only difference is that the system of extermination is slow and subtle, as there are many inferior people in India. To understand what I mean by many inferior people in India, you have to know the history of India. The history of India is that there was no India before British East India Company. Of course, the land that we live in has history, but it was not known as the history of India. This mass of land was a cluster of kingdoms, and this company, this little shop called East India Company, took over the entire region over time and called it India. There are people who will want you to believe that there was a concept of Bharat, that people of those times felt an affinity to before the British took over this region. But that's quite ridiculous. We don't identify ourselves as Asians because we live in this larger concept called Asia. We call ourselves Indians because India is a national identity. If the concept of a national identity is so strong today, then I'm sure you can imagine how strong it was during the times of kingdoms when a ruler had the power of life and death over his citizen. Allegiance to the king and his kingdom was paramount. Imagine a woke person of the time trying to explain to Aurangzeb or Rana Pratap that he's a citizen of Bharat and not a subject of the kingdom. What do you think would have happened to that global citizen? Anyway, back to East India Company, the shop which had a larger army than the British Empire. It had to eventually surrender the land it accumulated to the Queen, and all these little countries became a union under the British monarchy. When the British left India 2 years after the World War II ended, India was born as an independent nation. Countries became states in this nation. We were born as a poor country of many poor countries. Many would like you to only believe that we were split as two countries. But when you see it from another, just as honest, logical perspective, we, all these kingdoms, were forged as one and reborn as a nation of Hindus. A great man wrote the constitution in such a manner that people belonging to different heritages, multiple cultures, multiple languages, and multiple outdated systems of governance could be cared for in the best possible manner. That great man was a humanist, a man who knew subjugation because he fought his way to climb above it. He believed that a larger population needs larger care, larger representation, and it made absolute sense in those days. The British had sucked this land dry. Poverty was rampant. Dr. Ambedkar's only fault? He thought all political leaders were like him. He believed they were all noble human beings. Today, the common man knows the true colors of politicians. Since the time we became a democracy, we have seen politicians use every trick imaginable to subjugate people, dilute democracy, and remain in power. It has become evident. The idea that larger population needs more leaders doesn't make sense in today's times. It's like saying if a corporate or a company has more than 99 employees, then it should have two CEOs to represent it. Indian politicians subverted the most holy book, the Constitution of India, weaponized poverty to control the center, and slowly diluted the power of your vote. I will explain what I mean by this. If you see this map of India, you will see that the state that has the most say in the parliament is UP with 80 seats. The state with the second highest number of seats in the parliament is Maharashtra with 48 seats. West Bengal has 42, Bihar has 40, Tamil Nadu has 39, Punjab has 13, and Uttarakhand has just 5 seats in the parliament. What it means in terms of the power of your vote as an Indian, if the vote of a person in UP, as it has the most representation in the country, is 100% power in the parliament, then the power of a Maharashtrian vote is 60%. The power of a Bengali vote drops down to 52.5%. The power of a Tamil vote drops to 48.75%. The power of a single Punjabi's vote drops down to 16.25%. And the power of an Indian vote of a man who is from Uttarakhand is just 6.25%. How are we equal citizens in one nation? Why are we even talking about one election? And if you are someone from UP watching this video thinking, why should you be bothered because your vote has 100% power in the country, then my friend, let me tell you this, you have the worst deal. There is a reason why bulldozers are used to destroy homes but not build factories in UP. There is a reason why your people have to leave your state to become rickshaw drivers or watchmen for survival in other states. There is a reason why government schools will not be privatized in your state so children of UP can get a better future. UP will continue to be kept poor, illiterate, without any economic growth because every politician knows that the more children UP produces, the more say they have in the union, and it's a known fact that poor people produce more children than educated people. My friend from UP, this is manufactured poverty, weaponized by politicians to control your state and subsequently the country. How is this agenda fair on the people of UP? Why should generations of people from the state suffer because those who make all the decisions have a criminal agenda? I want to ask every Indian watching this video one question now, and please answer it with a yes or no in your mind. Do you think a man from Nagaland, a very capable and talented man, can ever become the Prime Minister of this country? The same answer appears in my mind too. Now run your finger on the map of India and see how many states will give you a yes as an answer to the same question. That's the truth about our unity. This is the truth about our liberty, our equality and our fraternity. I grew up believing that I am an Indian until I realized that there are parts and professions in India that see me as a lesser Indian. I know that in a matter of time, population will be used as an excuse to further reduce the power of every Indian's vote from almost every state in the country until most Indians become second citizens to a new empire that is slowly being created as the replacement of the East India Company. Me wearing the uniform of a concentration camp inmate is not my defiance. It's me accepting things the way they are. This is me saying, I know that I am the stepson of Mother India and it's okay. It's not my fault that I was born here and it's not my fight either. It's the fight of those who claim to be our leaders. I hope they all wear this uniform to the parliament as a symbol of their protest someday and every state will fight for the right of every other state. That day, I will consider myself as a proud member of India. My idea of India has equal representation for every state in the parliament, from Kashmir to Kerala, from Bengal to Punjab to Gujarat. It has equality for citizens of every state. In my idea of India, a capable man or woman, irrespective of which state he or she comes from, can become the Prime Minister of this country. This is why I don't want to be a part of Indian politics. I rather run a production house that deals with stories and fiction because the truth about India, honestly, is depressing. I have nothing more to say except maybe leave you with a phrase that has been with a voice in my head, repeating itself over and over for many years now, guiding me to this point of time that I find myself in.